Well, we thought we'd drop by the hayfield up here and give y'all just kind of an overview of it. I did not put any ammonia out this year because it just went too high. And the grass is not near as deep and lush as it was last year, but we've learned with the baler that we don't want it that deep anymore. So what I'm waiting on at this point is the red clover is out in there all over the place. I'm waiting for it to seed up and get ready. When I cut it, the seeds will be dry enough they can fall on the ground and help to reseed this pasture, because the red clover is a nitrogen fixer for the place. So that is one of the things that we're waiting on right now in this particular field here.
Look at that tree.
That willow tree is only 3 years old.
I know.
And that thing is 30 feet tall. You're looking at it off down in a hollow down there. It was about 8 to 10 feet when I planted it, and about 2 inches in diameter. And that thing is already about 6 to 8 inches in diameter and 30 feet tall in just 3 years. All right, we came up to the pecan orchard here. The pecan orchard I get with triple 13 with 2% zinc. And then I came back with a 50-pound bag of pure zinc and spread it over it. And boy, this grass is showing out here. That grass is 12, 14 inches deep. Just literally luscious and dark. There is actually clover in it all over the place. It's just that it's taller than the clover is.
You don't see the flowers and stuff you saw in the other. This is mainly grass.
It's just beautiful, dark, green, luscious grass in this field here.
The wind's blowing my phone.
Yeah. I mean, you can see in that picture right there, you see the dark strip where I was fertilizing to the left of the pecan trees. Right, where am I at here? Right there. You can see where my spreader
got more in one spot than others.
Yeah, it got more in one spot right there than it did in the others. But that's going to be some good grass there. It'll be ready to cut probably in a week.
Yeah, that's pretty good grass.
That's good grass there. Nice, good.
Last year, this wasn't your best grass.
No. My best grass was in the other field back here because I hit it heavy with ammonia and stuff. And this one I didn't get to hit it too heavy. But this year we wanted to make sure the pecans last year on these trees did not fill out with meat in them real good. So I did the soil test and it said that it was extremely low in zinc. So I loaded it up on zinc this year. So hopefully, maybe.
Triple 13 with zinc.
And the triple 13 with 2% zinc in it. So maybe, just maybe, it will, they'll fill out on it. Now there's a mulberry tree right yonder. I don't know if it has any mulberries on it or not.
That wind has been crazy today.
Oh, about 20, 25 miles an hour, I imagine. Maybe more than that.
This mulberries took off because it wasn't as tall, was it?
No, it wasn't. And it's just got green berries all over it. I see a couple of them up there. But it's so high, so.
Wasn't this a little tree when we bought this?
Yeah. This was just a little old bitty tree. There's one right up there you should be able to get.
And you can see it's just covered.
It's covered with little mulberries.
These are going to be the little ones, I think.
Well, I don't know yet. Gonna have to give it time to see.
That's sweet. That's a good sweet
winter
taste.
huckleberry coming up here. I gotta get it cut down.
All right.
Get over here.
Come on.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, Lucy.
Let's go. Let's ride. Come on.
She got to smell all the way back.
She has a one-track mind. She just gets going and don't know when to stop. She's like a sheep. She'll just keep wandering until she gets lost.
But she does know her way home.
She does know her way home.
She has to smell all the way back.
Get over here. Let's go.
You ready to ride? Is there even a tree in there anymore?
Yeah.
She said there's something in there.
the walnuts that Miss Vicky sent us.
So it's still there.
They've been here a couple of years. They just ain't done nothing. The other ones up here died. This one here is just now starting to pop out.
Yeah, it's trying to get some green on it.
This one here, I don't know. Yeah, it's still green.
It's got some green on it. Did the deer eat them off?
No, they just ain't growed. They still they're still the same size they was when I planted them over a year ago.
Your sugar cane.
This is my new wagon wheels of sugar cane. I got added.
Little of it's working.
I got 4 of them here.
This one's doing okay, and that one's even better.
Yeah, I got another one up yonder.
The 3 others is not as well.
This is a mulberry that the deer will not leave alone. They come up here and stick their head through this here and get up in here and eat this tree off every time.
You're going to have to put a buffer around it, like some plastic or something.
Have to put something around
till they leave it alone until it gets taller.
Yeah, they literally will not let it get any size to it. I mean, it's just pitiful. Literally pitiful.
Oh, did one of our apples?
The pear tree.
Oh, that's a pear.
Yeah, the pear, the deer have reached their heads through here and keep eating the bottom of it off through here. You can see where they've eat all the limbs off on the bottom, which is okay. I've got it up tall enough now they can't get up here.
So you can trim the bottom if you needed to, so
yes,
it doesn't have...
I'll let them nibble on the bottom so they'll leave the top alone. Now this is an apple here. The bucks came in with their horns and hooked it and hooked it and hooked it. And finally I got a cage around it, and it still has not leafed out yet. None of the apples hardly around have leafed out here this year.
And this was a peach.
Nope, this is another apple.
Well,
and
it ain't gonna do much because the ant bedding.
They have literally, it started sprouting and coming out. This tree will die. They have just, the bucks came in with their horns, and they have just tore this tree all to pieces right here.
That's why we put this fence, hoping that would help.
Let's keep them out of here for a little bit. And then this pear tree here, this one actually died because of the winter. And
but it's got some green at the bottom.
It's trying to come back out from the ground. Now, I don't know what it's going to be when it comes back. Now, I have no clue. And I had this one was some type of crab apple.
And it's coming back.
The deer just tore it up, and it is it's coming back out at the base. I don't know if it'll just be a wild crab apple or what it'll be. But it is if they'll leave it alone.
And that's a blueberry that you cut back.
This blueberry started dying, the big part of the tree, and one little sprout on it lived. And I
see how big it was.
It was a big blueberry tree, and I took and saved the one little sprout, trying to see if we could keep it alive. It's just so dry.
Yeah, and there's a lot of blueberries that need some water.
Yeah, lots of them. Them things, if they don't get no water, as many of them as there are on the trees. Now this is a transplant I put here. This one was actually out in the pasture out here. And I took the bucket and just scooped, I come over here and dug a big hole in the ground and scooped the roots of the tree and everything up in a whole bucket full of dirt and brought it over here and set it down in the ground.
And it's still living.
And it's got a oak tree come up in it there. I'm gonna have to get out of there, but.
And then this is your peach trees.
Yes, these are peach trees here. Watch those in. This was a grafted variety here, and the bucks came in with their horns and just basically almost ruined the tree. And I put the dog barking monitor here to stop them. And it does have a couple little peaches on it here and there.
And you got a lot of new sprouts, so hopefully
these will be a seedling coming out from the ground, which I'm going to leave because it's not going to hurt a thing in the world. I don't like doing the stem sticking up with just, I love just pure old heirloom trees that just grow from the ground up. Now this one here is a Mr. Jerry peach. The deer came in here and nipped it off everywhere around, and all the way around the tops of it, they got all of it. And of course it's sprouting back out, which is perfectly fine. This one here, most of it died up here, and I've just left it because if the deer's going to hit something, I'd rather them do the dead part. But now the other part has not even begun, and it's still just as green as it can be. It ain't even begun to even try to leaf out. This one, they hit it a year or so ago and chewed all the limbs off of it and everything, and then the cold weather hit it hard. I don't know if it's actually going to make it or not. It may or may not. Now this one, well, this here is a quince. We got that from Mr. Jerry. This is another quince we got from Mr. Jerry. The deer have they've mowed it off too. This here is a methyl plum that I've had here for several years. The deer came in with their horns and they just ramsacked it, you know. And somebody wonders, why do we eradicate all the wildlife? Well, this is why. You're talking, each one of these trees are about $40 to $50 a piece, and you start counting how many $40s and $50s there are around through here, and that ends up being a lot of money. Plus, this is a 3-year-old tree. This tree would have been bearing plums this year if the deer hadn't messed the bark up on it. Because see, now I don't even know if it's going to live, because the cambium layer has been destroyed on it so bad. I don't know if it'll actually make or not. I have no clue now. She's got to go sniffing around everything. She wants to go back over yonder where she's used to doing, rambling around through the woods over there. And I got that fence up and she can't go no more.
Because she can smell other animals.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
Come on here, girl. She follows her nose. That's all she does. She knows it's in the air. She just goes wherever it goes.
She went to the water. Get it. You want it? Get it. He's a bad dog, wants that duck. Get it. Don't come up here to me. Go get your duck. Let's go. Come on.
Might be easier just throw the bag.
Hang on to the bag.
Time for a new bag. Get back up now.
That shade over it, you can't really see the fish.
I'm glad there's a shade right now.
Yeah, when we first put this, there wasn't a
There
shade.
wasn't no shade. The sun has moved to a position where this is in a shade now. That's a little bitty catfish right there.
Yeah, some of them ain't that big. So that tells me they've been breeding.
Yeah, I never did get the things put in here for her. She's out there eating her cat food too. Look at her.
Lucy, you won't eat dog food. You gonna eat cat food? Crazy little dog. Now when they jump, it scares her. I wish one would splatter. She's eating that cat food, that catfish food.
Catfish come up and that little brown was sitting there. He took off. Come on, Lucy, Lucy. Come here, Lucy, Lucy.
I can see the tiny little brim. I mean,
Yeah.
tiny.
There's some little old bitty ones out there. I don't know what happened to them 30 bass we put in here.
I've not seen them.